Plus, you need some gas on.
My money old is nostalgic, yeah, I think I'm Doug Walker. My face off front page on news, they might think I'm Peter Parker. I'm riding around with my heater and this in my seat compartment. You claim it's this and that ain't what it was. I'm so critical, I think that I'm Doug. I paid the cost like a boss did, and you see my channel awesome. Criticizing so exhausting. Aston Martin let exhaust rip. Big CEO, I've been flossing. Got a few baddies, I'm locked in. I'm in a place that you can't be. Feel like Doug Walker, paper high as a seat.
Oh, wait a sec. There we go. There we go. Wait one moment. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm not seeing my thing coming through. Wait a sec. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can see my audio now. All right. I know I said I was going to stream. Let me just adjust this really fast. I know that I said I was going to stream on Monday, but yesterday, Attar, is that how I say his username? I don't know if you guys are fans of his channel. Attar asked me to call in. So part of this stream, I'll be calling in and speaking with him. And yeah, so I decided just to push it to today because I'm not, why not do a double stream. We're going to be talking about Sallow, or the 120 Days of Sodom, which is going to be my next video. I've been diving very deep into it. I was doing a lot of research for it while I was making my Doug Walker video, because let's just say that the Doug Walker video didn't exactly require that much research. So I was kind of working on two videos at once. I'll probably have the Sallow video written by the end of the week, and hopefully out next week. Yeah, so hopefully the Sallow video will be out next week. I'll probably be shooting it this next weekend. But yeah, so let me see who we got in here. Jacob Smith, that's a Hello Doug Walker 2. I like to think of myself as a Neo Doug Walker, not quite a Doug Walker 2. You know, it's sort of like how Neo is the chosen one in the Matrix. 2 implies inferiority, right? You know, like I'm not number 1. But Neo, putting Neo, it's like new, but you know, it's basically a cool way to say new. I mean, I know that it's not just a cool way, it's an actual word, but it makes it seem like I'm the next step, right? And the next step of evolution. I see Big Billy C in here, Philippe is in here, got the usual suspects on the stream. Who is just Jamalsly Saipai? Saipai, I don't know how to say that. What's good? You know what? A lot is good. And a lot is good because I currently have my Coca-Cola Zero, which I'm addicted to. I drink way too much Coke Zero and San Pellegrino. That's pretty much my what I live off of. Hey Kino, what's up? AJ Jagna, beautiful woman in the chat. Yes, the I'm a big fan of the beautiful women. And actually, I want to, okay, so I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm going to start spitting out ideas, you know, just brainstorming with the homies here, okay? I got some ideas. I got a lot of big ideas in my head. One of these ideas, right? So I've been thinking about merch. I've been thinking about Kino merch. And I was like, I don't want to have some stupid, you know, shirt that like no one's going to wear or anything like that, or it's something that's dumb, or it's just like, you know, like a thumbnail, like that's stupid. Glink, can you review my next video? Yo, what's up? Glink's in the chat. Glink, maybe I'll, after my Attar, I'm going to be speaking with Attar here in a few minutes. Maybe after that you want to hop on and you can talk. We can talk. I know you got a big thing you're working on right now. Actually, maybe you can just hop on in a few minutes. I'll go on Discord, and you can tell me about your new video. That'd be super cool if you're down for that. But anyways, guys, Kino merch. So I have this idea, right? I want to have a design that's cool. So here's my idea. So imagine like someone draws me, but like dressed as a king, right? Maybe holding a camera, because you know the Kino Corner. Like I'm a movie man, right? The movie king, the Kino King, and I'm dressed as a king, but not like as like a, you know, super stuffy king, but like as a cool kind of Chad king, you know, like I got like the long robes going down, just kind of chilling, you know, with my crown on. And then I'm surrounded by beautiful, big-breasted anime women. And under that, it says, "Welcome to the Kino Kingdom." Right? Because beautiful, big-boobed anime women, Kino Kingdom, you know, this is what happens when you come to this side of the internet. When you are a fan of the Kino Corner, beautiful, big-boobed anime women just swarm you. How about the merch is just you, but dressed as Sneed? Yeah, dressing as Sneed is what I do just in normal life. Actually, your face looks different in every video you make. Yeah, I think it's because of my haircut. You know, like I just recently got my haircut, and I look a lot different with it shorter than I do with it longer. So, yeah, I look a lot younger when my hair is short. You know, I look like I'm a teenager. I look like I'm 10 years younger than when I have my hair all long. The merch should just be you plagiarizing the Nostalgia Critic. That might be a good idea. You know what? What if? No, actually. So something I did in the wall video was when I brought up To Boldly Flee, I put a clip in of Jew Wario. You know, the best Channel Awesome member. Jew Wario doing the stuff to Linkara. Do you watch a lot of foreign language films? Yes, I do. In fact, the next video I'm going to be covering is Italian. It's Salo. It's Pasolini. And then after that, it's going to be American Psycho. And then after that, it's going to be Blue Velvet. And then my Orson Welles follow-up. Yeah, my Orson Welles follow-up after that. I'm kind of sticking to some shorter videos right now because the Beginner's Guide to Cinema sort of like took it out of me as far as like longer stuff goes. My Orson Welles video is probably going to be around 20 to 30 minutes long. So I'm sort of like... I'm giving myself a little bit of a break by making these like 10 to 15 minute long videos that are maybe a little bit goofier. The salad video is actually going to be very in-depth, philosophically and theologically. But recently, this weekend, I've been binging films by Michael Haneke. I've seen quite a few of his films before. I saw Amour in the cinema. I've been a big fan of Funny Games. I've seen Code Unknown, and but anyways, this weekend I've been going through some of the ones that I haven't seen yet, and I have the Blu-ray of The White Ribbon. I haven't gotten around to watching that one yet, but I think I'm going to watch that one tonight. But I watched Benny's video and The Seventh Continent, and I'll give my quick reviews on those. The Seventh Continent was great. I actually really like Haneke because he's sort of a he's kind of following he follows in the footsteps of Bresson in a lot of ways. The Seventh Continent was much better than Benny's video, in my opinion. There were some moments in Benny's video that I thought were amazing. The moment where, you know, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But the moment where the death happens, done masterfully well. But the thing is that after that, for me, the film sort of takes a bit of a dive in terms of quality. The second half isn't near as good as the first half. The Seventh Continent builds to the conclusion. I think it's really good. I also watched The Piano Teacher. That's probably my favorite Haneke film so far. I love The Piano Teacher. I'll probably watch it again soon. How many Criterion discs do you own? I actually don't know. I just bought 9 more during their sale last week. So I bought Pasolini's Trilogy of Life, Wim Wenders' The Road Trilogy, I bought Jean Cocteau's Beauty and the Beast, Akira Kurosawa's Kagemusha, and Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock. I've seen Picnic at Hanging Rock. I love it. I've seen some of the Road trilogy. I'm a huge fan of Wim Wenders. But I haven't seen the Trilogy of Life by Pasolini, and I wanna watch it because of this video on Sallow before I write up the script. So I'm going to be watching like Arabian Nights and the Decameron and Canterbury Tales this week. Yeah, it was supposed to come in yesterday, so I'm kind of pissed because I wanted to like binge the Trilogy of Life today. But whatever. I think I have over 200 now, honestly. I have a lot of box sets. I have the Ingmar Bergman set. I have the Fellini set, the BBS, Jacques Demy, Jacques Tati. I have the Three Colors trilogy, Before Midnight, Before Sunset, Before Sunrise trilogy, Decalogue, of course. I mean, my channel basically started off as a Decalogue review channel. I mean, if you go back to my early stuff, I have videos on every single Decalogue episode except the ones that got the copyright claimed and blocked. So I've been meaning to make a Decalogue 10, but that might be a little bit later this year because how I've wanted to do the Decalogue 10 is just so different from the rest of the other entries in Decalogue that I don't know. I don't know how I would really approach Decalogue 10. I mean, I like it. I think it's one of the weaker Decalogues, though, but I still really like it. Have you seen Kurosawa's Ikiru? If so, what did you think of it? One of the few movies to make me cry. That is a fact. One of the few films that have made me cry was Akira Kurosawa's Ikiru. I have that on Criterion. I'm a big fan. The opening is great, too. Going through all the bureaucracy and everything like that. Kiru's great. I love it. I'm a big fan, too, of Ozu. It's just a shame. It's just a shame with how YouTube works. So I started off my channel making videos essentially about any film that I kind of just, liked the week, my like weekly sort of some, is that Avatar here? I did Man Bites Dog and Rumblefish and things like that, films that, people don't really talk about. And I made my Big Bresson video. But and I did a whole bunch of stuff on Kieślowski. But, it doesn't really do well in the algorithm. They're doing well. Those videos are doing okay now, but I have to sort of walk a fine line with doing stuff that's a bit more populist and doing stuff that I like. So I'm trying to find. It's really about finding angles, right, to speak about these interesting films that people might not know about. And I know that a lot of people know about Sallow, but sort of the point of my video is going to be that it's a lot more thoughtful. It's not just a movie where people eat poop. There's a lot more to it. It's actually I actually love the film. Let me see if there's anyone else. Can we get Shia's best movie, Surf's Up, the greatest movie of all time? Hello, Dana. No, that's not going to happen. Let me see. What are your thoughts on Indians? Indians' refusal to use toilets and extreme low numbers of COVID. Do you think that might be connected? Possibly. That could be connected. You know what? I'm not going to use the toilet anymore. Wherever I am, that's where I do it. And maybe I won't get COVID again. Let's see. I think there's some people here. Let me call one of my friends here. I'm gonna give Mr. Glink a call. If you get, do you guys know who Glink is? He is a friendo of mino. Let me put on my headphones here really fast so that he's gonna come on and talk about his stuff, because I kind of want to save, oh, actually, before I call Glink, so I saw Nomadland in the cinema, and I didn't care for it. I thought it was a really, I have my whatchamacallit, I have my Letterboxd review of it, so you can see the Letterboxd review. But I thought it was sort of like a really superficial, like Terrence Malick kind of film. But Terrence Malick is a Rhodes Scholar, Harvard philosophy graduate, and Chloe Zhao, is that how you say it? She's not. And I didn't like the cinematography of Nomadland, and I just thought it was just a lot of nothing. It didn't really have anything of any substance to say. But let's see, Glink. I'm gonna give you a call here. So start voice call. All right, I'm calling Glink, guys. Does anyone have
Hello? Yo, what's up?
this? So, what's this new video you're working on?
Well, first, I gotta say, dude, your Doug Walker one, that was great. I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks.
I think it'll probably do well long term. At least I'm hoping it does. It deserves to.
Hopefully. I hope that with all my videos. So.
Yeah, but this one has a certain audience because everyone knows,
Yeah.
Doug Walker.
Yeah, like everyone on YouTube at least. My parents.
Did he make that song for you, or was that just a song he had made and he let?
No.
You use?
So funny story. I texted him, and I was like, "Yo, Eggy, can you make me a song, and make it about Doug Walker? Keep it PG-13." And he was like, "All right," and he made it in like 30 minutes for me.
Shit, what a legend.
Yeah.
What a legend.
He's like eating lunch right now, but I'll do it right after. And then like an hour later, I had it. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. It was cool. That was cool. I like the ending. I like the 30-minute comment you included from Easy Peasy.
I know. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of Easy Peasy's videos.
Yeah, I know. He's on fucking 30-minute tirades.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I had to put the thing where it just slowly says that he's a pleb, because I honestly don't know why he doesn't like Pink Floyd.
Probably because he's a contrarian.
Yeah, possibly.
He might just not like Pink Floyd,
Also, did you see that Eggy's Twitter got suspended?
I heard about that. Why?
Yeah. There was a big Twitter suspension. Like, there was a huge Twitter purge yesterday. Menace to Society, Eggy, Nuke, a whole bunch of guys. I lost like a couple hundred followers. I lost a lot of my mutuals yesterday. It was a lot of like parody comedy accounts, shitpost accounts that were getting nuked. Just a dark day on Twitter. Jack Dorsey just going Order 66 on everyone who was based and red pilled, I guess.
I guess that's what's happening. When I lose people I'm following, like my following count goes down, I guess those people getting banned that I follow, right?
Yeah. Because like usually I don't normally have people like unfollow me. I will have some people soft block me. Some other YouTubers who I won't talk about right here. And I will have other YouTubers actually block me for being a little bit too based and kino-pilled sometimes. But I never have like large unfollowings. You know what I mean? It's like one here, one there. with a like a normal trajectory up, right? That's kind of how it is. And yeah, and I went into Twitter this morning and I saw, or last night, and I saw that I lost like 150 followers. And then I was like, what the hell is this about? You know, like, am I getting canceled or something? Which is literally impossible if you look at my audience. No one in my audience is going to cancel me unless I'm like, turn out to be I don't know, a raging libtard or something. But
by the way, I was gonna suggest that we. Actually, I don't know. Well, what I was gonna say is I want to watch Sam's latest video.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
that's one we can watch on your stream actually. So.
Oh yeah, we can watch Sam's latest video. I'm just waiting for Attar to. Yeah, we can watch it. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Attar?
He's in our server. He made
What are you waiting on him for?
I'm gonna call into his stream.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Attar, how do you spell it?
ATTAR. Look up his channel. You've seen his stuff. I know you. I know you've seen his stuff.
Oh my god, I've seen this and I recommend it, but I've never actually watched it.
Yeah.
That's cool. He's got cool thumbnails.
I like him.
Huh.
He when remember had the VC like a month ago, and I was going on about how I'm a rock star and how it should be okay for me to flirt and have sex with whatever legal fans. And CopyZilla was like, Peter, you're gonna get canceled. And then CopyZilla was like, I'm trying to you know, save you and everything like that. I'm like, I don't need saving. And I was just kind of being super contrarian, but Attar had my back on that one and he agreed with me 100%. So he is good in my books.
Yeah. I don't actually know him, but he seems.
Yeah, no, he's cool. Let me, I'm going to just bring up a browser. We can bring up
You're gonna
Sam's.
add him to this stream or he's going to be streaming?
No, he's going to be streaming and he's just going to call me. So we're like dual streaming. Yeah.
Not streaming right now though.
No, he's not streaming right now, but I'm going to be one of his first callers. So I'm just sort of hanging out with my fans.
So
We
this
could.
is just Attar waiting room basically is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to stream tomorrow afternoon, but let me see. I'm going to pull up Sam's latest video here.
Attar waiting room, guys. Attar waiting room. That's all you are.
Slush. All right, guys. Are you guys ready to watch Slush's latest video? It's about Notch. Let's do it.
Wait, how am I gonna see it? Just watch your stream?
Yeah, just watch my
Well,
stream.
let me just start at the same time as you. Hold on. Let me just get it in a separate browser.
Yeah, give me a second.
If I'm
Give me a
not skipping
second
anything.
here.
Actually,
'Cause-
everybody watching who wants to support his channel, just put it in a different browser so you can give him an extra view and audience retention if you want to. You don't have to,
Yeah,
but it is supporting a local channel, you know.
it's supporting one of the homies.
That's fake.
Wait.
Second.
Yeah, wait a second. I got ads.
Yeah, no worries, bro. You don't
I,
have to block?
Well, I mean, I run ads on my homies' videos, dude.
True, yeah, me too.
That's what the good friend does. They run ads on their friends' videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me when. 3. 2,
Wait. You got to give me some more time here.
okay.
I'm setting it up on my
Yeah, no worries.
stream here,
That's
guys.
a big production.
Well, I'm just sort of slow.
Yeah, you're a boomer. You're a boomer.
Yeah. All right, guys.
2014.
3, 2, 1, go.
Millions of gamers around the world are at their computers playing Minecraft, the most popular indie game ever made. And amongst those players are thousands of angry people who have a bone to pick with one man, Marcus Persson, aka Notch. These people are angry because a few days earlier, Notch made a change to Minecraft's license agreement that they felt would ruin the game. A rule that would prevent players from selling their in-game assets to other people, with the intention of preventing players from gaining an in-game advantage. Except that there was only one problem. That change never existed. The new rule that everyone was so upset about had in reality always been there, but because players believed otherwise, people were pissed. And as the face of the game and the CEO of Mojang, Notch became the target of their outrage. But today, everything would change. Because today, Notch would make a tweet saying that he wants nothing to do with the backlash, and that he has decided to sell his shares in the company. A tweet that was seen by Microsoft. People didn't know it yet, but a deal was being made that would change the game forever. Microsoft would become the new owners of Minecraft, and Notch would become a billionaire. So, who is Notch? Well, that depends on what you mean. There's Notch the individual, and then there's Notch the public figure. Notch the individual is just a regular guy. He's passionate about video games, he's been programming them since he was 7 years old, and he went on to create Minecraft by himself in the late 2000s. From his early interviews, he seems like a pretty normal guy. Probably not too different from your typical gamer, though he is a member of Mensa, so he's probably smarter. He's not especially charismatic.
Good talk.
Good talk, good talk.
He's nerdy, he's Swedish, he's kind of a shut-in, and he's almost always interacting with his fans. Notch, the public figure, on the other hand, is a very different story. He has an overwhelmingly negative reputation that stems from his controversial tweets and divisive stances. He's frequently accused of being bigoted, aggressive, racist, or homophobic. In fact, Notch has become so widely disliked for the beliefs he holds that Microsoft has done everything they can to erase him from Minecraft. They've removed all references to him that were once in the game, and they even barred him from attending the game's 10-year anniversary celebration. In the eyes of Microsoft and much of the public, you could say that Notch is seen as, well, an asshole. But which one of these is the real Notch? Well, the answer is both, but it's also neither. Notch the individual and Notch the public figure are both equally misunderstood by people. And nobody knows this better than Notch himself, which is exemplified by the day he made that tweet, June 17, 2014. See, the controversy he was dealing with at that time was a big factor in why he sold his shares. There was also something else that pushed him to make that decision. Exactly one day earlier, on June 16, 2014, a YouTube channel named Innuendo Studios uploaded a video titled This Is Phil Fish. That video described how the lead designer of the game Fez became a symbol for undeserved fame, and how he eventually grew to be so hated by the public that he completely withdrew from the gaming industry and social media entirely. Well, it just so happened that Notch saw that video. He saw how the backlash that he was dealing with at the time mirrored what had happened to Phil Fish, and it scared him. He didn't want his relationship with the public to degrade in that same way. In an interview with Forbes, he said, "I saw the documentary called This Is Phil Fish, and people were starting to talk about the concept of Notch. That disconnect became so clear to me. I don't have the relationship that I thought I did with my fans. Maybe I did early on when I had a couple thousand fans, but it's not like that anymore. It's the idea of Notch and the Minecraft community." Notch left Minecraft in hopes of escaping that relationship with the public, but that was never really an option for him. Unlike Phil Fish, Notch wasn't in controversy because of his personality. It was because of his role in Minecraft. So it makes sense that he believed detaching himself from the game was the solution. But even after he stepped away from it, global audiences continued to pay attention to him. Only now, all they had left to focus on was his personality. And the primary way they did that was through the lens of social media. Now, to put it bluntly, Notch is the kind of guy who says what he wants. He doesn't censor himself, and he has every intention to keep his presence on social media authentic. But there's a funny thing about the way platforms like Twitter work. To his direct audience, Notch is trying to provide a sincere look at his thoughts, but to the greater audience around that, he is being filtered by the very medium he is communicating through. Platforms like Twitter are designed to hyper-focus on the extremes. Whatever grabs the most attention and gets the most engagement is what leaves the biggest impression. Because of social media, our image of Notch is painted by the extremes. He doesn't have a squeaky clean, brand-safe personality like many celebrities and influencers do today. Those types of people easily pass through the filter of social media because they only show the public their good side. Notch, on the other hand, intentionally chose not to do this, even though it would compromise his public image. I want to give you a lighter example of how this has worked against Notch in the past. In 2015, Notch made a series of tweets about feeling isolated, sad, and lonely. Having just recently become a billionaire, these tweets immediately stood out. Several news organizations published articles that described Notch as a depressed and lonely billionaire, an archetype that we've seen portrayed in film and television many times before. These articles were based solely
Yo, Kino.
but they weren't exactly true. In response to the headlines, Notch tweeted, "There are articles about my depression because I had a bad day invented on a trend I saw. I'm sitting here having a nice day." Even though Notch wasn't really depressed, he was still perceived that way by the public. It doesn't matter that he might have friends we don't know about or that he might get fulfillment from being a father. An idea of who Notch is had already taken hold. And if he were to once again vent about feeling sad on Twitter, the public would see it as confirmation that their preconceived notions of Notch were true. This is the template for the relationship between all public figures and social media. Once a compelling enough idea attaches itself to someone's image, it doesn't easily go away no matter how many times they say otherwise. It's why there are still so many people today that insist PewDiePie is a Nazi even though it's pretty obvious that he isn't. It's the same reason that public figures will take extra steps to avoid risking false allegations. Because even if they were vindicated, that little
I do not like Fantano.
has a funny way of seeming permanent. That was the price of Notch being authentic on Twitter. He was labeled and categorized by the audience around him. But depression and loneliness were just the beginning. As his tweets became more controversial, Notch's public image would suffer the consequences.
Good grammar and spelling are important. But if you want to write
Ad.
essays that inspire,
All
Oh, I
right.
didn't get that. Okay, wait.
Notch is anti-LGBT.
2017, Notch made a tweet that condemned people for
It's
being
over.
against the concept of heterosexual Pride Day, a sort of counter-movement to gay pride that is seen as homophobic. In 2019, in response to a comment that Notch made against communists, he received a reply from a transgender woman that called him a fascist and told him to suck her feminine dick. His response, that he would rather be a fascist than have a feminine dick, made headlines as evidence of his transphobia. Then there was the comment he made insisting that there are differences between transgender women and cis women, and of course he was against any hate speech laws that would enforce proper pronoun rules. These tweets were actually the primary reason that Microsoft scrubbed him from Minecraft. However, what you'll be less likely to hear about is the evidence that suggests that Notch is neither transphobic or homophobic. Things that Notch has done that make him seem pro-LGBT or even forward-thinking in regards to gender. Firstly, after receiving backlash for the heterosexual Pride Day tweet, Notch completely changed his stance. He tweeted, "I get it now. It's about pride of daring to express, not pride of being who you are." He also made several tweets at various points in time where he outright spoke against homophobic rhetoric. But my personal favorite example comes from an old blog post of his where he talks about developing Minecraft. He explains how all of the characters in Minecraft are intentionally outside of the gender binary, how he gave them all traditionally male and female traits, and how he pushed for use of the singular they as a pronoun to be used when referring to them. At the end of the post he says, "Also, as a fun side fact, it means that every character and animal in Minecraft is homosexual because there's only one gender to choose from. Take that, homophobes." If this was the only side of him that people saw, then nobody would think that Notch is homophobic. But nobody sees these parts of him because they get filtered out. They don't trend on Twitter and they're not newsworthy. And so Notch went from being lonely to being homophobic as well.
Notch is a
November
racist.
30th, 2017,
That
Notch
should just
made
be
a
the
tweet
video.
saying it's okay to be white, a phrase that some consider to be an alt-right dog whistle. When asked to say Nazis are bad with nothing else appended to the statement, he responded with Nazis and communists are bad. And most egregiously, in a now deleted tweet, Notch said that if we were allowed to discuss IQ differences between populations, there would be fewer conspiracy theories. Which he followed up with, high IQ individuals are overrepresented in positions of power
Censored?
for benign reasons, but not being allowed to discuss that makes people come up with explanations like nepotism. It's a pretty spicy
That's
take,
true.
so make of that
I mean,
what you will,
it's
but
true.
while you do, also keep
100%.
in mind these other examples from Notch. He has tweets criticizing racism and continues to insist that he is not a racist. He has celebrated action taken against far-right racist propaganda that was targeting immigrants in Sweden. And once again, in regards to Minecraft, he clarified that he intentionally designed the main character to be of ambiguous race. These examples all suggest that Notch might not actually be racist, but that didn't stop him from being labeled as one. And that label reveals a greater
he's a
problem
racist.
with our culture, which is that history and public perception is not always defined by what is true.
I
but
think you mean
rather what is
based.
remembered. It happens in our news, it happens on our social media Wikipedia, and it even happens in our encyclopedias. To this very day, the Wikipedia article for Minecraft states that Notch departed from Mojang because of the controversy that was started all those years ago, which is true. However, the misconception
Wikipedia is so
that it all arose
biased,
from a change
though.
made by Notch to the license agreement is written there too, which is false. So, given all of this information and counter evidence, you might be wondering how I see Notch. Do I think Notch is racist? Do I think Notch is homophobic? Well, the answer
Yes.
is I
Yes.
don't know. The only conclusion I
Sam,
can really draw from
don't-
this is that
don't
I
sit on the
know
fence,
Notch
Sam.
enough to have a stance on any of it.
Say
So I would
yes.
say that it's safer to assume that he is problematic if there's any ambiguity at all, but I say that's wrong. When there's compelling evidence on both sides of the fence, it's not fair to make judgments that ignores what's in plain sight. In fact, I would say that more often than not, we are unequipped to make conclusions about public figures in general. I
Let's
don't know
go.
that Notch is a bad person any more than I know that a squeaky clean celebrity is a good person. All I can say is that one cares more about being brand friendly and will therefore go to greater lengths to avoid controversy, which is the problem with the social climate that we now live in. In the court of public opinion, our jury has been replaced by a mob mentality that lacks any understanding of complexity or nuance. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram give us bite-sized
Justin
glimpses
Wang.
into public figures that we never used to have.
Kira
It creates
Benito.
this illusion of intimacy because now they can interact with us in ways they never could before. It makes it easier.
When is he gonna show a Kino Corner tweet?
Figures are, and it makes us feel justified in our judgments. But casting judgment is easy. Understanding someone is difficult. What public figures share with us is, and always will be, limited. Most are presenting a fake version of themselves that is tailored for social media to avoid the risk of being misrepresented by the public. And even those who are being authentic like Notch can still only give us a glimpse into their lives. Would you still think Notch is a lonely person if he didn't feel the need to clarify otherwise? Did he only say that to get people off his back when in fact he really is lonely but just doesn't want the public to know? Nobody has the answer to those questions except for Notch himself and maybe his closest friends. That's why a tweet or a video is never a good source of information about a person, because there's always more out there beyond the surface. There will always be that layer of separation from the public to public figures. A difference between who a person is in real life and who they are on social media. The truth is, people are complicated. You don't know that celebrity that you've been following for years. You don't know that streamer or YouTuber that you watch for hours a day. And you don't know Notch.
Wait, I got another ad. Okay, guys, we're watching this ad. Wow. Divorce? Oh no. Uh-oh.
I thought that was good. I thought that was good.
I just wanted to watch that ad a little bit. Wait, I'm on the last 30 seconds here. Although I think this is just the end screen. A video by Slush. All right, guys. I hope you guys like that little ad at the end for the
That was good. That was good.
good video. Wait,
my
Mark
only
After Dark is in here. Yo, what's up, Mark? What's up, my man, Mark? Mark English, Mark After Dark. How's it going? All right, Glink Spurg out at Mark
I
there.
was just gonna say my only Kino criticism is that I would have used, instead of, he kind of went overboard with showing tweets which don't really invoke much of a feeling or visual aspect. I
Yeah.
would just show like visual representations of what he was trying to say. Would have made it a little bit better, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the whole idea about like the Twitter personality, you know, the Twitter personality versus like the real personality and everything like that. Yeah, obviously, I'm a little bit of an expert in this, right? And I don't really care about being brand safe on Twitter. I think that kind of goes without saying.
That's because you have white privilege.
Yeah, it's because I have white privilege, white cis hetero male privilege. But that white cis hetero male privilege allows me access to harem, to beautiful women.
He will then accuse you, rightfully so, of statutory rape.
Not statutory rape, sexual harassment. However, If there's any beautiful women in the chat, I am taking sexual harassment appointments. So all you have to do is DM me, and I'll get you in for time. In which case, I will harass you endlessly. Well, until the time is up, you know, and then you'll have to pay the fee. It's like going to a therapist. But if you think about it, it's like going to a therapist that actually makes you feel good because, you know, I compliment you and call you beautiful and everything like that. Like, imagine that. You just like walk into an office for like an hour, and then there's a guy just like simping for you for an hour, and you walk out, you're like, yeah, I'm awesome. See, that's
think about it even deeper though. What is a therapist other than the rapist?
Oh yeah. And breast cancer screenings. Yeah. So in BC last night, I actually showed people how to do how to actually like, how you can, you know, check yourself for breast cancer.
You're a sick bastard. You know that?
Well, I mean, come on, like, honestly, every woman should know how to do that. How dare you try to
take away jobs from doctors, you sick bastard.
Every woman should know how to do that. I'm just saying. You know, you got to make sure you're healthy, and you got to make sure you don't have cancer. I mean, that's but it is kind of fun. It's kind of funny. I mean, this is just being like, yeah, I'll teach you how to check for breast cancer.
I'm sure disease is really funny. Really funny, dude.
No.
Really fucking funny.
Oh my
God. Love disease. Yeah,
legendary VC last night. See, that's what the real people are saying. They're calling the VC legendary.
Wait, you streamed last night?
No, we had a giant voice chat.
Where?
On my server.
Oh, I forgot you had a server.
Yeah, it's
pretty dope.
It got kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Like too crazy?
Well, as per request of the people, I sucked my own toes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had a woman in there.
Okay.
Beautiful woman. It went really well, actually. She stayed the entire time. We had a couple women, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. On Discord?
Yeah, I have women in my server now. Excuse me.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I have women Sims now who are coming in.
What?
Yeah, who are coming into my server. Wait, is my thing like is my stream seems to be
off for the past 2 hours, dude.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. I'm still waiting on Attar. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
He'll show up. I guarantee it. He'll show up.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I'm just gonna be streaming. We saw. Wait, what it? Yeah, and I told people how. Well, I won't even go into the VC.
Don't even go into
But I ended it by reading a chapter out of one of the Witcher books to everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I know it was good. Glink, all right, Glink, I got a question for you. Have you seen any good movies recently? This is a movie channel.
Do documentaries count or no?
No, like fiction movies.
Okay, fuck you then.
All right.
Fictional movies. Honestly, I actually want to see the Kubrick films. I've never seen the Kubrick films, and
You've never seen them? You've never seen them?
In particular, I want to see Eyes Wide Shut because I keep hearing that was like his way of revealing the secrets of Hollywood or whatever.
All right, you got to start from the beginning. All right, so you don't necessarily have to start from the beginning, but watch Doctor Strangelove first.
I have seen that actually. I have seen that. I saw that in school. It was great.
And have you seen A Clockwork Orange?
No.
Watch
but I'm not into horror.
It's not horror. It's not horror. Yeah, it's like a sci-fi drama.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like a dystopian sort of. You know what I mean, like a dystopian near sci-fi. No, it's not horror at all. Yeah, there's nothing horror about Clockwork Orange. It's a dark comedy. Yeah, and Barry Lyndon. Barry Lyndon is amazing. Barry Lyndon is probably my favorite Kubrick.
Who's that?
Barry Lyndon is his film he made in 1975, and it's a period piece. It's 3 hours long, period piece, and but it's amazing. Someone says Alex is literally Kino. Yes, Alex DeLarge is literally. I am literally him. If you really think about it, guys, I am a mix of Travis Bickle, Patrick Bateman, Alex DeLarge, and Kay. That's that. Oh, and the driver. All 5 of those put into one man. That is literally me. I'm gonna read the chat here. At the behest of Mika Salo, legendary VC last night. Every woman should also know how to cook. That's true. That's true. Honestly, everyone should know how to cook. It's just like know how to take care of yourself. Someone said they followed Notch, too based not to. Based on what? Take him down a notch? Who? MG says her music fucking sucks, by the way. I think he's slandering Kira Benito. Yeah.
Cool.
I like Kira Benito. Whose video is this? This is Slush. That was Slush's video that we watched. Yeah, that was Slush's video. You should go to Slush and check him out. Check out his stuff. He makes like these kind of short documentaries and sometimes longer ones. Although I don't know the next time he's going to make a longer one. But yeah, we're all sort of in a group together. Greg, Glink, Slush, me, Oki. Oki. Who else is in our? I mean, the four of us are like the most active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince.
But Vince. Vince has been on this stream a few different times. Okay. Also, yeah. And recently, what's his name? Nerd City joined. That's pretty based. Yeah.
I feel like we should get Justin Wang to join. He's really cool. I don't know him super well personally.
He doesn't use he's kind of a boomer when it comes to Discord. Like he doesn't use it that much, and I think
that's so weird because he's so active on all other social media.
Yeah, I know, but I talked to him about Discord, and he's just kind of like, yeah, he just doesn't really know how to use it that well. Yeah, it's just kind of like Nerd City said he would release a video last May. Yeah, you know what? What happened is that Nerd City started hanging out with Colossal. And Colossal never releases videos. And so Nerd City just, I guess that aura of like never releasing a video just like went on to Nerd City.
Or if you want to give a very charitable interpretation, Colossal is bringing Nerd City on to work on whatever he was working on, which is this humongous project that is never gonna. It's gonna be like the Duke Nukem of YouTube videos. Where like 10 years from now, we're gonna be saying, "Oh, remember Nerd City and Colossal? They're still gonna come out with it. It's gonna be great." They're like 40 years old.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so good about J Station. Oh my god.
Good. Oh, Jagna says Gokunaru also worked with Colossal, if you think about it. Yeah, but Gokunaru...
holy shit.
But Gokunaru...
just absorbs people and makes them stop making videos.
But Gokunaru actually has an excuse, because he's in college.
That's not an excuse. What?
Well, he's busy with college.
Isn't even real anymore.
He's busy with... That's what he tells me, because Okay, so every time he interacts with like any of my tweets or anything like that, he gets all sorts of people in his replies going like, "When's Hong Kong Part 2 coming out?" And he always says soon.
That was a good video. That was a good video.
Yeah, and he's working on Part 2, but I don't know when he's gonna release it.
It's like fucking JoJo or something, you know? It's like an anime. You don't get the reference.
No, I couldn't get into JoJo. I tried watching JoJo and I couldn't get past the first season.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gay. That's why.
You don't have to be gay to enjoy it. But it's preferable that you are.
Hello, Mr. Kino. Hello, Mr. Kino, 170 IQ, and also 6'2" is my height. That's my Twitter handle, is the Kino Corner. I think in our server, my name is Kino, Philosopher of Women.
My name is Kino. Hey, my name is Kino. My name.
Based Kino Corner is not a weeb. Yes, no, I'm not a weeb. I enjoy me some anime every now and then.
Can you make a Eminem "My Name Is Kino" cover parody, and you do the whole music video too. That would be kind of cool though, right?
I don't know.
You're thinking about it.
No, I'll sleep on it. Anime is for losers, Kino's for chads. JoJo is so extremely dumb it becomes brilliant. That's what I've heard. When you handing out those server invites, then it's sort of like how I treat my server is I'll invite people when I'm feeling
sort of like how you treat your women.
How is that? Explain.
I'm gonna wait for you to explain.
Look, I'm not gonna explain something that you said, so you're gonna have to
I'm not gonna explain something that I said, so.
But basically my server, the immigration policy in my server is like America in the first half of the 20th century, where it's closed off for the most part, and then I let people flood in for a short amount of time, and then I close it off and weed out the bad actors. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and it's all like it used to be completely public until BritBong got in, basically. Yeah, so BritBong got into the server, and after that, I was like, I'm not dealing with this, so I privated it. And so now I really control like how many people can get in. And when I put out, like, when you see me put out like a Discord invite, I usually limit it to 10 uses because I don't want people flooding in. You know, I want to keep the server small because the thing that I like about my server is that all of us know, like, I know everyone in the server, you know. We're all cool. It's a really sort of chill environment, and we all have similar senses of humor and everything like that. We all get along super well. There's no Discord drama, none of that stupid shit that happens in a lot of these bigger things where, you know, people get into it with each other and whatever. So Kim Jong-un, why would BritBong go on your server? Funny story. He wasn't actually coming on my server for me. He could care less about me. He was coming because he was trying to find one of my Twitter mutuals, Delusia Lilith. I don't know if you know her, Glink. But she and I were editing a video together at the time, and so we were interacting with each other on Twitter at that time, and he saw that, so he got into my server, trying to get an invite to her server, but she doesn't have a server, so... yeah, enlarged Discord servers turn cancerous very quickly. That's true. That's the thing, is that I was a mod for Turkey Tom server, and seeing how that became, I did not want that happening to my server because that was awful. It was just like, the thing is that you have certain demographics with different kinds of social media, and what you get with Discord is you get adults who are weirdo creeps, YouTubers, there's a big overlap there, and then kids, you know, and that can be sort of a bad mix when you go public. Turkey Tom is not gone. I talked to him the other day. I've been talking to Turkey Tom. He's going to have a big comeback, so watch out. Turkey Tom he's only just getting started. Trust me on that. Wait, what? I can't really hear you that well.
Sorry, my gain was all the way down. What is his comeback?
I don't know what his comeback is going to be on, but he told me that he's been working on a lot of stuff. He's been really focusing on making content. Yeah, he's been really focusing on making content. So he supposedly has, a lot of videos made, actually, that he's going to be releasing. Yeah, and he's sort of looking to make a big comeback. So hopefully that happens. I mean, he's one of the good dudes, and he got unfairly. I hope so too. Me neither. Yeah. Yeah, me neither. I'm not really interested at all. And that's the yeah, because he's a good editor and he's a good writer, and and I don't know. I think the commentary just is like younger YouTubers look at commentary, and they see that you can get very big growth in commentary because people who watch commentary tend to have more engagement with that stuff. What's Glink doing?
Eating a fucking paper towel, dude.
Oh yeah, no, sorry guys, I turned Glink down a little bit because his gain was a little bit high, but don't worry, I turned him back up. Anyways.
You motherfucker.
Anyway, I'm trying to just make sure I don't blow out people's eardrums. Anyways, okay. Wait a sec. Let me.
Am I really talking now?
Let me. I'm gonna start playing some.
Can you bring Turkey Tom here?
I can add him if he wants to talk, but I doubt he would want to come on stream.
I think he wants to make his stream debut today. You don't think so?
Wait a sec, guys. I'm going to royalty-free smooth jazz.
I'm going to do what's called an epic gamer move.
Yeah, I love
Wait
that.
Wait a second, guys. I'm going to do what I like to call it.
All right, guys. No copyright, calm jazz music, background chill. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I need for my streams. Wait, fuck. Fuck.
Let's
all right,
go.
Media source. Here we go. No, not media source. I need a browser source here. All right, guys. I'm currently learning OBS. In case you haven't known. Yeah, the whole the commentary thing. You know what's funny is that, and I I don't know. I've been thinking about this, right? And it's funny and it's not, I guess. Wait. I'm gonna just kind of wait. I gotta find that to sort of bring that down. Let me. Sorry guys, you're gonna be listening to a little bit of music here. I'm gonna turn it down.
Sometimes turn it down.
All right, now we're good. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was talking to John Swan a couple weeks ago, and he was telling me, that he wanted to leave the commentary community, and I told him that he should, and I was like, I don't know what you're still doing in the commentary community, because to me it just seems like a dead end.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube thing.
In fact, it's a liability.
Yeah, it is a liability. And the funny thing is that he was like, yeah, maybe I'll kind of just stick in here for a bit. And I told him, I was like, look, if you want to like get out of the commentary community and do other things, I'm here to like brainstorm ideas with you. And what's funny is that this whole thing that happened this last weekend, I don't think he can do commentary anymore, if I'm going to be honest. I think he's out.
Wait,
I don't.
John Swan's thing?
Yeah, because I mean, it's stupid stuff, but it's like a stupid lie or whatever. Yeah, that's Glink. That is Glink. Yeah. But it's, you know, I mean, he can. This is easily recoverable from, but I don't
I think he should just become a prank YouTuber like Vitaly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he. You know, it's funny though. I just was thinking about. I just was thinking about this. It's funny that a few weeks ago he was telling me how he wanted to leave the commentary community, and now he basically has no choice. You know.
No, he should just assault women like Vitaly.
Yeah, the cover up was.
No, that's not funny.
The cover up was worse than the lie, or. Yeah, I mean...
Why is that just the recurring story of every single person in the commentary community for the past 5 years? That's always the story, right? The cover-up is worse than the lie. Nobody learns their lesson.
Kim Jong-un says, I think I heard Nick Listerio is going to try to do movie reviews. LOL. I talked to Nick Listerio about movies in VC, and not Kino.
Let's just say you owned him.
Yeah, let's just say that I owned him pretty bad.
Let's just say they're not sending their best in terms of movie reviewers.
And one person asked, Inorganic Pixel, the Man Bites Dog. So the thing that happens that's very disturbing in Man Bites Dog, the scene that always gets me, is the serial killer goes with the film crew and goes into a person's apartment, and it's like a newlywed couple. And the woman is pregnant, and they all rape the pregnant woman in front of the husband, and then like slaughter both of them. That's the one. That's the part that's yeah. That's the part that's super disturbing, and I basically have to like close my eyes every time that scene comes up, and it's just one of those things that you can't really, even though you know it's fake, you can't really like get it out of your head.
I can't wait until the Nostalgia Critic parody called Man Bites Doug. That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be awesome.
So the Italians aren't sending their best, is what Jagna says. Where do you see the channel going? Oh, okay. Here's a good question. Out of interest, Mr. Kino, 170 IQ, 6 foot. Actually, it's 6'2". Where do you see your channel going, and is it your main focus for the future? What does suck mean? What are you talking about, suck? I'll get to you later, but I don't know what I haven't responded because I have no idea what you're trying to ask me. But anyways, yeah. So the next few videos are going to be kind of deep dives into Singular Films. that I really like.
Singular
So
film psychology.
like Sallow, Blue Velvet, and American Psycho. And then I'm going to go back to sort of doing broader kind of documentary stuff. So a video about Orson Welles' life after Citizen Kane, his life and his work. I want to do it. It's turning into, in my head at least, it's turning into a series about Dennis Hopper, because he's probably one of the actors I find to be like the most interesting. Interesting as far as the movies that he made and the life that he led. So I might do a couple videos on Dennis Hopper. It might turn into like a series on him where it's like the first video I kind of go over his early life up until something like, say, the last movie, or maybe up until he went into rehab in the 70s, and then follow his career post rehab, which is started off with like Blue Velvet and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I really like Dennis Hopper, so I've been wanting to make a video on him for a long time. And then
What about Dennis Rodman?
Actually, I have a story about Dennis Rodman. My parents have
It's pretty interesting.
My parents have run into Dennis Rodman before. He was completely high, drunk, and you couldn't understand a single word he was saying. He was sitting next to them
Maybe that's
at a
just
restaurant.
the veneer he was constructing for the public. Have you thought about that?
Love your vids, by the way, but suck. I don't even. This person's asking this. I have no idea what this
then
means.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time even responding to it. Can I suggest something to you?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the app Clubhouse?
Yeah, I have. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so, all right, let me explain to you what it is, and I want to invite you onto it because I think you would enjoy the format. So basically what Clubhouse is, it's a combination of Discord and a stream like this, where all these people watching would be in a room on a voice server, a public voice server that anyone can join, but yet only you and whatever guests you want to be speaking with are going to be allowed to talk. And it's basically like a public stream that you can, let's say Anagrammic Pixel raises his hand, which is a feature he can click. You can drag him on and talk to him for a minute and then bring on the next guy if you want.
That's interesting.
Or just have a talk like this. And what's really interesting about it is the potential I see for networking. Because I'll see people, I follow a few different like celebrity types on there. And
how do I get on? Is it invite only?
It's invite only, but I think I can give you an invite because somebody invited me.
Yeah.
But like, so there'll be like Joe Rogan, let's say, and I don't know, Tim Dillon, like the comedian Tim Dillon, or someone else. And you'll have thousands of people in these rooms sometimes, and maybe Elon Musk will be in the audience, maybe whatever. I'm just throwing names out there, but it'll be people that you would recognize that are like actually influential or big deals. So it's a good app. It's a good app to be on for networking. Like Keemstar hosts rooms sometimes. I've never been in there, but I know Wang's been in there.
Oh, I know Wang is on it. Yeah, I might ask. I mean, if you don't have an invite, I'll ask him.
I can invite you. I think I might need your number or something, but I can invite
Okay. Let me just give out my number right here on stream. Everyone call me up. Hey, somebody asked me Buffalo 66. Actually, I'm in a group chat with Vincent Gallo. So I've been also wanting to do a thing. Hopefully interview him for a video. And do a thing on Buffalo 66 and the Brown Bunny. No, Man Bites Dog is not as
Man Bites Dog.
Man Bites Dog. Man Bites Dog is not as bad as a Serbian film.
Take a shot every time Glink mentions Joe Rogan.
Utterly destroyed. Vincent Gallo is based. Vincent Gallo is like me. He loves beautiful women. And
Dude, you would love. Never mind. Just keep going.
he's in the group chat that you're in, Blink, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where all it is Cumby and Creston.
I know you're not a
posting-
documentary guy, but I have to say I just finished watching the latest Adam Curtis doc.
Oh, yeah.
called Can't Get You Out of My Head. Phenomenal, amazing.
I've heard people talking about
it'll
that.
change your view of the world and of your life. It's pretty awesome. And what's even crazier about it, I hope nobody claims I'm going to be plagiarizing him, but I'll just say that the message, the tone, and the conclusion of my video is kind of similar. But of course, I made that before I even watched his thing. It's different enough to where it's not like, but there's a lot of similarities. But I'll just say that. So.
Oh wait, I have to address one of the super chats. We got a super chat in from Cook Salami, that is also known as Cheese. Go to his channel if you want to learn how to pick up a can of 7-Up. And he asked me this question: have you seen Joker? Yes, I have seen Joker. Wait, someone pinged me here. What's the worst Letterboxd review that you had the displeasure of reading? All right, guys. Let me see. Letterboxd. I don't spend that much time on Letterboxd. I don't read Letterboxd reviews. I don't really care for it.
I'm a senior editor at Letterboxd.com.
I don't really care for Letterboxd. I use it to log movies that I watch, and really it's just for me when I'm thinking, when I'm I'm like, what was that one movie and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I know I saw it recently, and I can go on Letterboxd and look it up and jog my mind about it. That's pretty much what I use it for. And I make the lists. I use it to make lists for my videos, like movies that I use and my videos and stuff like that.
I don't trust people who make lists.
You don't trust Oscar Schindler? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You don't trust Oscar Schindler? You know who Oscar Schindler is?
The guy who made Schindler's List?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, I don't spend time on Letterboxd. The reviews there, I've read a few. It makes me.
Would you ever collaborate with Vitali?
Vitali? Wait, who's Vitali?
YouTube prank channel.
Oh,
Look it up. Vitali.
I'm not
He's
interested.
like Russian, actually.
But
he's Russian.
I'm not interested.
Doesn't he assault women? Yes.
Look, I don't believe in assaulting women. I believe in
I know. I don't either.
I believe
was wondering
in
if you were going to interview.
I believe in appreciating beautiful women, which is why Vincent Gallo would be a perfect fit for the Kino Corner, because he also believes in appreciating beautiful women. Right? Brown Bunny,
What
Chloe,
about,
Chloe 70,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
I mean, Justin Roiland. That's what I meant. Justin Roiland. Would you ever consider interviewing him?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't find his stuff that interesting.
What about Seth MacFarlane?
I don't know. The thing
Trey
is,
Parker.
yeah, I might interview Trey Parker. I think he'd be interesting. Seth MacFarlane comes across as very Hollywood. I don't know. I don't want to interview. I wouldn't interview people who are too mainstream, too Hollywood, stuff like that. I would only want to talk to people who have a very different outlook, a different view that would be actually interesting to listen to. Even in that sort of respect, I wouldn't put I might even interview Movie Bob, because he's so out there in his own little fantasy world that he lives in. I think it would be interesting.
I keep hearing about Movie Bob. Does he have a big following, or is he just kind of small?
He's just kind of a lolcow. I mean, you've got more subs than he does, I think. But he worked for The Escapist until he got fired twice. Like, he got fired, then he came back, and then he recently got fired.
Right.
Who would win in a fight, Spoonie or the Game Dude?
Who's the Game Dude?
Yeah, who's the Game Dude, Steve?
I like Spoonie. I actually really enjoyed his Final Fantasy X review and 7.
I've never seen a Spoonie video. I've just seen...
really entertaining.
I've just seen, what's his name? Medicare's videos on the channel Awesome People. But I've seen a couple Nostalgia Critic videos, and I really, really don't like it. I'm sorry. I gotta give up my Kino card.
What about
now.
AVGN? Do you like AVGN? He's very Kino.
I really like Cinemassacre, and all the guys that are associated with Cinemassacre seem to be super cool as well. Like, that's another good thing is I follow all of them. Justin Silverman, Hack the Movies, Cinemassacre. I follow all of them, on different socials. They all seem super cool, and AVGN is always just like comfy, It's like really comfy video stuff. And I don't know, he just seems a lot more genuine than Doug Walker does. James Rolfe. Like, Doug Walker, there's this sort of smugness to Doug Walker. You know what I mean? And James Rolfe is just, he seems like a much cooler guy. I don't know. Much, like, more down to earth. James Rolfe is very technically illiterate. James Rolfe is the most important filmmaker of our time. His series Bored James is actually kind of Kino. Bored James.
A lot of his stuff is.
Yeah,
He's got actual filming equipment, cinematography, props, acting. I mean, writing. He's got the works.
Interview Peter Jackson.
Ironically, though, his movie sucked. Apparently.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. I haven't.
Yeah, it did suck.
Oh, there you go.
I saw it. So I was thinking for my next Is It Kino video, which is not going to be for probably several months. It's probably not going to be until the summer, because I want to focus on, all like more serious films now. I honestly would not have. Released my Wall video if people hadn't been pestering me about it for so long. I just wanted everyone to shut up. Everything that I did, I would have people saying like, when's the video on the Wall coming out? So, you guys pushed me over the edge, right? You all pushed me over the edge to making that video. And I put off making my Sallow video, which my Sallow video was supposed to come out this week, but it'll have to come out next week. Because
do you ever think you might have like a Heath Ledger style effect from making the Wall video? Because now you're so into the role of Doug Walker that you kind of become. It's like Heath Ledger and the Joker,
Hi, I'm the Nostalgia Kino, and I remember movies, so you don't have to.
Yeah, like, do you ever think that the line might get too blurred? And you just kind of forget who you are?
No, because I am an actor by trade. So...
so is he. So it's like, it's almost like a force of competing actors, isn't it? Like, It's almost like your acting energy versus his, and who is more dominant. That's really what that video was. It was a challenge to Doug Walker's acting using your acting. I know you had all these words and arguments and details, but at the end of the day, in terms of an art form, that's what it comes down to.
I think I'm a better actor than Doug.
I suppose that's up for the audience to decide.
I suppose so. Let me see. I want my video and I want it now. You didn't like Roadhouse, right? I saw Roadhouse is just one of those, like, I don't know, just like those stupid movies that you watch with your dad. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's kind of just like, oh, it's on. Like, you're sitting there drinking, having a beer with your dad, and looking at what's on TV. It's like, oh look, Roadhouse is on. Let's watch Patrick Swayze kick some ass. That's literally it. It's fun for what it is. It's not Kino. It's not like high art or anything. Review Kick-Assia 2. Review Suburban Nights. No, okay, I am not going to review the 3.5 hour long Channel Awesome movies. I tried watching To Boldly Flee. I got about 20 minutes into To Boldly Flee, and I just couldn't take it. I could not take it anymore. And trust me.
Is it one of those things where it's so bad that it's funny though?
No, I mean, like, everything about it, the production quality. Like, I've never seen a movie with production quality as bad as the Channel Awesome films.
Dude, it's 3.5 hours. Are you
3.5 hours. Yeah.
Holy shit.
3.5 hours To Boldly Flee.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. And wait, so you guys saw how I face planted in my Doug Walker video, right? And how I was running and I hit the ground. You guys saw that, right? Glink, you saw that.
Saw what? I'm sorry. I was watching To Boldly Flee.
In my Doug Walker video, I face planted. I fell and I hit the ground.
Oh, okay.
Check my stream. I lost like half my eyebrow from that.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. See. I mean, it's
yeah. I
kind
did see that. Ouch.
Yeah, I lost
That's what I mean by like the Heath Ledger kind of. It's getting to the point where you might be sacrificing your own life just to portray, Doug.
Yeah, and my wrist still hurt. I know I had a story up about how I sprained my wrist, and yeah, mildly sprained both of them. They still hurt. It's still hard to kind of do some basic things.
Let me see Kick-Assia, because To Boldly Flee came out in 2012. At least that's when it was uploaded. Let's see when Kick-Assia came out. Oh, this is even older.
Someone says, damn, now you're Two-Face. Dude, what if it was Two-Face that was like, what's the most you've ever bet on a coin toss? Yo, is that a Coke Zero?
God, this is so amateur.
All right, guys. This drink is for Eggy, suspended on Twitter yesterday. Drink up to our homies.
You know what Doug Walker and Channel Awesome really is?
What?
So, I don't know if you can relate to this, but I feel like a lot of people can. When I was growing up in high school, I actually hung out with kind of the film kids, okay? And like we would do little amateur, shitty, funny like videos that we didn't even really release to the public, or if we did, it was just on like Facebook or something. And it was just like random stupid shit when we'd hang out at each other's houses, like recording little videos and stuff. I think Doug Walker is basically that, except on like a massive scale. And he just never grew out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows with his filming, right? Because it's kind of like I'm going to compare his film, I'm going to compare his filmmaking prowess to another YouTuber who has similar filmmaking prowess. And I don't mean to rustle any jimmies here, but if we're going to be honest with each other, we got to be honest with each other. And that other filmmaker is Mumkey Jones. Mumkey stuff is on par with Channel Awesome because they never kind of grew out of that just shooting random shitty silly stuff with their friends rather than trying to improve the craft. Like there's a lot of really simple stuff that you can do when you're making a film. A lot of very simple stuff that you can do that makes your image look 10 times better. You know what the budget...
Like what?
Okay, so you know what the budget for my Doug Walker video, all the shots and everything was? It was $80 and... No, it was $80. None of that went into any of the visuals. That went to paying Eggy for the song, and that went to paying Ryan for the soundtrack. But for everything else, it was about $20. I got like a can light. Honestly, one of the easiest things you can do is shoot at is for one, keep your shutter speed. So let's say that you're shooting at 24 frames per second, which is what I do. Keep your shutter speed at 1/48 or 1/50. Sometimes cameras, like digital cameras, won't have a 1/48 option, but 1/50 is good enough. Keep
what does
it,
that do?
So basically this, if you want the right kind of motion, and now Doug Walker does not do this, and you can tell this by how you see his movement in his videos. He shoots with a high shutter, which makes it look kind of soap opera-y. But here's the rule of thumb, is the shutter speed is twice the frames per second. So if you're shooting at 24 frames per second, your shutter speed should be 1/48. Now, when you're shooting actual film, I mean, like on my 16 millimeter camera, it's kind of goes without saying. But say that you want to shoot at a higher frame rate, you want to shoot at 60, then your shutter speed should be 1/120. That's just to get the right kind of motion. That's a very easy thing. Doesn't cost a dime to do. Why 24 frames per second? Because it looks the best. 24 frames per second looks the best. Doug Walker shoots in 29.97, and that looks. It doesn't look that good. I don't like the look of 29.97 or 98. I don't use a DSLR. I use a mirrorless Sony a7S II. That's what I shoot my YouTube stuff on. And I have a few different lenses. And another very easy thing that you can do is keeping the depth of field lower. It looks more cinematic if the focus is shallower. If not everything is in focus. If everything is in focus when you're shooting digitally, it looks kind of like it looks like video. It doesn't look like cinema, right? So for a lot of stuff, I keep my aperture at around f2.
I keep it 100.
I keep my aperture at around f2.8 to f3.5.
I need you to. So, by the way, the reason I joined this stream initially was that I want you to, if not publicly, I want you to let me know how Kino my upcoming video will be.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of film segments. So yeah. But we'll see.
So take some notes here. I keep now when you go outside and it's sunny outside, that can be really difficult, right? To f2.8. So that's why you need an ND filter. And that an ND filter might set you back like $80 or something like that, but you need it for shooting outside. Like it's a necessity because you can control how much light is actually coming in, and you can really mitigate a lot of the excess sunlight, and you can keep your aperture at a place that you want so that you can control your depth of field. But also part of it is just knowing what time of day to shoot is best. A lot of the stuff that I shoot outside is near the end of the day.
Yeah. Because
I like it because I can control the light more if it's not super sunny outside.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm actually planning on filming. I have an older brother who's suggesting that we film it because it's going to be outdoors. Film it at the time you just said, near the end of the day.
Yeah, film it at the end of the day, golden hour. There's an app actually that I use. Let me show it to you guys here.
Of course, there's always an app for that.
Yeah, so I have all my filmmaking apps, but it's called Magic Hour.
Magic Hour.
Also, another great app. It's $30. See you, Kim Jong Un. He says he's got to go.
Well, he does have important international business to take care of, so.
So Magic Hour, the app, right? I'm gonna pull this up here. I'll show you guys.
It's the magic hour.
So I don't want to like dox myself, so I'm just gonna kind of show. But it tells you like when.
Check yourself before you dox yourself.
It tells you when magic hour happens. It tells you when the sun sets. It tells you when the sun is going to start setting, and everything like that, and what the angle of the sun is right now. It really helps. AJ Jr. says I tried being a cam operator, but I sucked at pulling focus. Pulling focus is a lot about preparation. Pulling focus is a lot about preparation if you're shooting narrative stuff. It shouldn't be difficult to pull focus on narrative if the people you're working for do the right prep.
What is pulling focus?
So pulling focus is a job, focus puller, typically done by an AC assistant camera on a set where you're focusing the lens because the subjects will move, and so you have like a thing that's like connected to the lens, and sometimes it's wireless, like it's like a little wireless remote sort of thing, and you're doing it to change what the lens is focused on because of movement in front of the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I can understand if they were asking you to pull focus as camera operator, that would be very difficult because the standard practice is having a separate person, an AC, actually do the focus pulling. Inorganic Pixel says, what's the best way to film my wife's OnlyFans videos? Good one.
What if he's being serious?
AJ Jr. says, I was doing music videos, so it's pretty chaotic, disorganized. Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of these music...
Well, if you're filming music videos, the trick is you gotta just take a bunch of drugs before, and then you'll be able to make the best music video.
Yeah, unless you're working on anything that I do, in which case everyone is sober on set, only drink San Pellegrinos and Coke Zeros.
In fact, not only are they sober on set, they're injected with IVs to keep their levels of minerals and vitamins to an optimal level.
Yes, exactly. Got to drink your Emergen-C every morning. Guys, come on. Keep your vitamin C levels up. Taking that zinc, taking that vitamin D.
I actually do take all of that.
It's good.
Am I falling for it?
That's good. Really hard because I was doing the shallow depth of field on a prime lens DSLR. Yeah. It's easier to pull focus on bigger cameras. Because a DSLR, I don't know. It's hard to pull focus on a DSLR because it's so compact. What were you drinking last?
DSLRs are really just for photography.
Yeah, I mean, they're also for video. Like, they're a good way to get...
Everyone just needs a film producer's camera.
Well...
$50,000.
Yeah, actually, so I'm definitely a film, like a 16-35 millimeter fan. Like, I shoot my stuff digitally for YouTube, but my serious stuff I shoot on film. Kino, Would you ever review See City of God? I've seen City of God a couple times. I don't see the unless there's a good angle for me to go about it, to talking about it. Like, there's no. Here's the thing about my channel. I know there's a few new faces in here today, so I have to kind of put this out there. I don't really do traditional reviews on my channel. I'm not really interested in that because I think that a lot of people, like for me, I don't listen to reviews. I don't listen or watch film reviews. If a movie looks interesting, I just watch it. What I usually talk about on my channel, as far as other movies are concerned, is I like to go at it with like different, different angles, looking at how they were made, or maybe doing some counterpoint. Like my Joker video was really me making some counterpoints to a lot of the what I saw as very shallow discussion around Joker. You know, where you had one side that was essentially just memeing, saying we live in a society, the movie. And then the other side, the Letterboxd film Twitter crowd, that they hated it, but their arguments were extremely shallow and actually completely misplaced. And I sort of wanted to be like a voice of reason in that, to actually discuss the movie maturely, because I saw that
they actually represented the very society that the memers were clowning on.
Yeah.
The irony of it all.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
were both talking past each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to be the person to kind of come in and be like, look, like, let's actually like talk about this like it's an actual movie for once. But then like with the Truman Show, I used that as really a means to talk about Baudrillard and simulation theory. And also just, you know, show the actual town where the Truman Show was filmed, because I live close to that town. So I just thought it'd be cool to go there and like show the actual town. I actually took Emp Lemon on a tour of the Truman Show town. We went and visited Truman's house. And that's also when I made him salute the Israeli flag.
Emp Lemon just dropped the video. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I'm
I worked on that.
Buzz. I feel like it's good.
I worked on that video.
What is it called again?
Homer's Enemy.
Simpsons.
So I unknowingly worked on the video. Funny story.
Let's see.
Well, I didn't edit or anything like
Oh,
that.
it's about a Simpsons episode. Okay.
Yeah, he sent me the DVD box set of season 8 of The Simpsons and a flash drive, because he didn't know how to rip DVDs. So I ended up ripping all of the episodes of The Simpsons for him so he could use it in the video.
Wow.
Yeah. He like.
But he already had it. He already uses all this footage from it. How does he not? You know what I mean?
I don't
He's
know.
already been using
I don't know. He texted me and he was like, "Hey Peter, can you like help me rip some DVDs for my video?" And he bought it from like some Goodwill. So I had some package arrive at my house. It was from like a Goodwill in Arizona.
He's got good branding. I'll give him that. Somehow he turned the Screen Simpsons thing into a branding identity.
Yeah, Emp Lemon is a boomer. That's the funny thing. He's 22. I'm older than him. Like, I should be the one asking him for technical help, right? I'm the boomer in this situation.
You know why? It's because the Zoomers, this is a running theory I have. Not all the Zoomers, of course, but basically, more Zoomers than millennials are technologically illiterate because they grew up during a period where they didn't grow up like with desktop computers as much. I'm not saying this is the case for Emp Lemon, or camcorders, or like these kinds of like 90s or early 2000s tech. They grew up more with like smart devices, touch screens, controllers, simplified versions of technology. But when you use those simplified versions, you don't know the ins and outs as much.
Yeah, exactly. It like when I was a teenager, I would make mixtapes because I had a CD player in my car. So I'd go on iTunes and I would, I'd burn music onto my CDs, and also I would, I'd burn my DVDs to my computer to watch it, like, when I was at school or something like that. Like, that was just kind of, what I mean? That was just kind of, I don't know, like a normal thing to do. But now everything has gone to streaming. Now everything has gone to online only, digital only. That maybe
you don't even need a desktop anymore. A lot of people I meet, even millennials, don't. There's no need for a desktop really. Like, desktops are kind of outdated. They're like for hardcore gamers and like
editors.
Fucking 3D model. Yeah, like editors. Yeah.
Yeah.
But average people don't need a desktop.
No, they don't. I mean, you can, like, if you think about it, you can do just as much on a tablet now as you could do on a laptop. In fact, a lot of laptops now are really just tablets with
a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Even the Microsoft ones.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I need to respond to someone in chat, Anagranic Pixel, because this guy's been following me for a long time. Could you help Glink edit/make a video? The guy constantly has to take them down and re-upload them because of some editing audio issue. I'll say this. My next video not only will have excellent production value, no re-uploads, no editing issues, none of that. It will also be better than Emplemon's videos. It will be a better story, more compelling, more interesting, and more professional. And that's my goal. I made this with the goal of, I want to make a video better than Emplemon. I'm not even joking. And I don't even know him, but truly I respect his... He makes good-ass videos, and he tells good stories. Mm-hmm. That's what he's good at. He's good at weaving stories together. And I'm like, okay, I want to weave a story together that I can tell. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll let Kino be the judge, actually.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. If I'm gonna be honest here with you, Glink.
Okay. Be honest, dude.
When I was at VidCon, when we met,
you wanted to slap me in the face.
No,
Let's talk VidCon for a minute.
I didn't know who like any of the YouTubers were that I met because I didn't watch YouTube, and even still to this day, I'll watch your videos, I'll watch Sam's, I'll watch Oki's, you know, like my friends' videos. I don't even watch all of Wang's videos. I don't even watch all of Internet Historian's videos. I like their stuff, but I don't watch all their stuff.
Same.
But but you know, it's interesting. I don't know the point I'm trying to make. I
kind of saying something about VidCon and
yeah. It's interesting that getting into doing this whole making videos thing has made me think a lot differently about YouTube videos, and think of them as stories, and think of them in that capacity. Because I never really even thought anything about YouTube videos, because I wasn't that active on the platform before I started the Kino Corner. And it's also why I really don't care about a lot of this commentary stuff. I'm just like, this is so dumb. I don't know. But I even approach my own videos in a similar way, where it's all about the it's not so much even about like what movie I'm talking about. It's not about any of that. It's about how do I tell this in a compelling way where it always feels like I'm leading to something, and it's like these new revelations, right? And that's actually what I'm really excited about with my Salo video. Is I have it outlined that it's going to be a really interesting story. It's going to be a really interesting story to tell, because there's a really interesting story behind it. But even with my beginner's guide to cinema, like every time now I make a video, I'm not analyzing something. I guess this is going back to the whole thing. I'm not reviewing anything. I'm telling stories about movies, and sometimes the movies aren't even the most relevant part of the videos. You know, sometimes it's like I use the movie as a jumping off point to tell a story about something else. You know, my Rashomon video is about how do you like determine what truth is. You know, that's really what that video was. My Halloween video, I just used Halloween as a means to show how, you know, you might not have that much money, but you can still make something great, you know? And it's a filmmaking video. I mean, I could have picked any other lower budget movies, and, you know, that do very similar things, did very similar tricks. But Halloween, it was Halloween at the time, so I thought, well, why not do Halloween? I like the movie. The Citizen Kane videos about the story behind it the video is more about Orson Welles than it was about Citizen Kane.
One thing I'll say, just to agree with you, basically, is that we've entered, at least my kind of content, the kind of content I want to make, and maybe you too. I think there's this new sort of hidden standard on YouTube, and I think I see it in people like, Barely Sociable. I see it in people like Night Docs, Oki.
Yeah.
In that kind of sphere, I think you see what's successful are stories that are interesting, well told, well presented, and not they have personality into them.
Yeah.
They have writing, like, it's so easy to just be like, well, what did Ethan Klein do this way? Like, nobody gives a shit about that. I mean, some people do, but if you really want to go towards the cutting edge of good YouTube content, the standard has been raised now. It's like, the way I view it is shows on TV, they have to compete for space. They have to compete for time slots. Well, if you view YouTube as this big game of attention and viewership, you can't just, you can be fine. You could put out whatever you want. You could just put out garbage. But if you're trying to actually compete for viewership, you have to be on the same level as the people who are successful. And what they're doing is they're writing, they're researching. Some people have writing teams,
like Gamer from Mars. Like, I'm in a writing team with Bedhead Bernie right now.
They have editing teams, and luckily, even though I don't have that, and I guess you don't really have that either. But
I don't have that. I'm a one man. We're both one man armies.
With like the people we know and like that, a little bit of that server, even, it is nice to be able to get like feedback and, hey, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this part of the script? Or that kind of thing is very useful. It's like a collaborative writing room that's not exactly as hands-on, but can still be beneficial. So that's cool.
And that's the thing. And this doesn't just apply to YouTube. This applies to any kind of creative endeavor. Right. Is that you don't want to be looking horizontally. You want to be looking vertically. You don't want to, like, if you're going to succeed, you don't want to be competing with people at your level. You don't want to be making stuff that's maybe slightly better than people at your level. You want to be making stuff that's just as good as people way above your level. And
oh man, this would be. Sorry, I'll let you finish. I don't want to cut you off.
And that's the thing with people who are getting into YouTube. And I think that in YouTube maybe this is a little bit more. It's easier to kind of to show this or to use examples because it's much easier to make a YouTube video than it is to make a movie, or to make a short film or something like that. So people get into YouTube and they make really shitty videos and they're thinking, well, I'm making shitty videos, but I only have 10 subs. But do you actually think that anybody's going to want to... Okay, so you're making videos that fits a 10 subscriber channel, but that means that you will not advance past 10 subscribers because you are making it for that level. You want to be making videos for, that you want to be making videos on the same level as a 1 million subscriber channel. And that's how I've always felt about my channel. Is I know I don't have that many subscribers. I know that my videos average a few thousand views each. That's fine. But I know that at some point my channel is going to get a lot bigger, and I want to make sure that the quality of my earlier videos is quality of a 1 million subscriber channel, so that when people discover me later, there's not this quality loss, and that people can go and watch a lot of my other videos. And it's like you want to work. It's like you want to work for what you want to be. So if you want to be a 10 subscriber channel for the rest of your life, yeah, sure, make really shitty videos. But if you are serious about it, then put in the work, put in the money. I mean, like,
do you want to make YouTube poops for the rest of your life, or do you want to work with me and become the next PewDiePie?
Or do you, yeah. I mean, it's like you want, like, if and it,
Okay. By the way, I need to cut you off.
Yeah.
Momentarily, because I need to pause to tell you that this type of conversation is exactly what Clubhouse is made for. Like, we're talking about the ins and outs of an industry, basically, or a business, a creative endeavor. That's exactly what Clubhouse. Like, there'll be big discussions, people talking about Bitcoin or like fucking, I don't know, like tech startup VC venture capitalist bullshit, Yeah. And like they'll have there's everything. There's the wokeists, there's the business gurus, but this kind of discussion is like exactly what Clubhouse is for.
Huh.
We need to
you need to add me then.
I know. I gotta invite you, dude. Where's my phone? Let me get my phone. Be right back.
All right. Yeah. So guys, I mean, the same goes for short films. If you want to make a short film, I mean, it's fine to make some short films that are bad. I mean, you got to learn. I have plenty of bad short films. But when you want to get serious, make it on the level that's going to compete with the Hollywood people. The man with the golden Gucci, however you say it. See you, man. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for participating. I love all my my people who participate in the streams. It's always fun talking to you guys. So, Unlimited Emptiness says, what did you do before YouTube? I worked in the film industry. I actually even worked in the film industry while I was doing YouTube. It's just been a little bit dead this year. But I think I've talked about my past on some other streams. And my streams are all up. They're just unlisted, but they're in my playlist, KinoCast playlist. So,
I'm going to go work on my video, but send me your. Let me see how I can give you an invite. I think you could just send me your number or something, and then I can.
Let me.
Clubhouse.
Okay, yeah. Let me text you my number really fast. +1.
Oh yeah, you have my number.
Oh yeah, I do. Wait. I'm just gonna send it over Discord, just so that I'm not.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. That's my number. It is 555. That's
very funny. Let's see. Okay, I need to add you as a contact though. All right, let me just do that.
All right, guys. I'm getting onto Clubhouse. Kino Clubhouse. The Kino Clubhouse is somewhere in the Caribbean. And I take the Lolita 1962, directed by Stanley Kubrick, Express to the Kino Clubhouse.
I don't condone that.
Who wants to go to hey, why don't I have a Patreon? I have a Patreon. Why don't I do an Indiegogo so that we can buy Epstein's Island and make a big movie theater there for Kino film festivals? Yeah. And
not a bad idea.
Really just a means to own
oh dude, I got you.
Epstein's
Island. I just sent you an
Island.
invite.
All right.
I just sent you an invite.
How does this? Hey, Kino.
It's pretty intuitive. Just honestly, here's what I would do. I would join it and follow all the people I'm following, and you'll just get notifications of like when these people go live, when they make rooms. Hop in a few rooms, and you'll get the idea of how it works pretty quickly.
Okay. I'm joining Clubhouse right now, guys. This is gonna be dank.
It's very exclusive.
Very exclusive. It's so exclusive that even me, a 12.8 thousand sub channel, can get into it. That would be.
Well, it's all about connections.
Could convert the cube into a crab leg buffet. Yes, that's definitely what I would do. Do you think AVGN will ever reach the lows NC has, or does James have enough sense to quit before it gets to that point?
I think he's already shown that he has enough sense to quit before he gets to that point.
Yeah, he's sort of.
I think his low was the movie.
Yeah, his lowest movie. I think that he's been sort of like kind of going off of the AVGN. He only does a few AVGN per year. Excuse me. Now he does more like movie related content. I liked his rental reviews.
Kind of like a Kino channel now.
Yeah, I liked his rental reviews. Those were nice to listen to when I was driving. Let me see. I have a bunch of notifications. That's,
I'm glad you enjoyed that one, Kino. It's me, James Rolfe. You fucking scumbag. That's how he talks. Yes.
Yes. Shit. He did an upper decker. Glink, do you know what an upper decker is?
Yeah, where you shit on the inside of the fucking toilet pipes or whatever.
Yeah. I learned that from AVGN. See, it's educational content. Yeah, it's educational. So, Glink, you're going to head out?
Yeah, I'm going to head out. But check out Clubhouse, and then we'll have to set one up sometime. It'll be fun.
All right, cool. I'm going to go back to talking about Kino to my audience.
All right, peace, dude. Have a good stream.
See ya. Alrighty, guys. Time to talk about Nomadland. Didn't like it. Judas and the Black Messiah. Didn't really care for that one either. I know, I went to the cinema twice, like 2 days in a row. And I'm like, yeah, like movies are showing that are, I don't know, they're gonna get like Golden Globes. I guess it's happening tonight, the Golden Globes. I didn't know that until like 2 hours ago. I opened up Twitter and people are talking about the Golden Globes happening tonight, and I honestly had no idea. I'm not gonna watch it. Not only did I have no idea, I just honestly don't give a shit at all. But Nomadland, so I'm gonna like just break down Nomadland for you guys here. Frances McDormand shits in a bucket. Everybody shits in a bucket. You see Frances McDormand naked in it, and honestly, I didn't really want to see that. Because she's old. She's like my mom's age, I'm just like, I don't know. But anyways, I didn't like the cinematography. So there's like this style of cinematography that the indie people really love now, where it's like super dark. It's like underexposed. Like everything is underexposed. And they somehow made the Southwest, which I've driven through the Southwest many times. I love the Southwest. They somehow make the Southwest look super drab and super bland. Like, to me, it just all looked really, really bland. Like Breaking Bad makes the Southwest look a lot better than Nomadland does. And also Nomadland's philosophy is so just like mid-wit, Los Angeles pandering kind of shit. Basically, it's like nature is healing, and then it's also like God, I don't know. I wrote my review on it like a week ago. I was meaning to do a stream about this while it was still fresh in my mind, but I watched it, and my other friend watched it. My friend Noah was like, "That's the most pretentious movie I've ever seen." I tend not to use the word pretentious, but I can definitely understand the usage of this word with this movie. I'm a big fan of Terrence Malick. I like David Lowery, which he has a similar style as well. But I did not like Nomadland. It just felt very empty. It felt very vacuous, and people are praising it right now. But I guarantee you, less than a year, everyone will forget it. That's just how it is. I haven't been too impressed with a lot of films. I think they're just kind of getting the films out that they think that they can sort of make back the money, or they just want to get out while they can. And Chloe Zhao, who made Nomadland, is making the new Marvels, The Eternals. And they're using this whole Oscar push for Nomadland to market The Eternals. And so I think there might be a little bit of astroturfing. Conspiracy theory time, right? I think there might be some astroturfing with the critical praise of Nomadland, because I think a lot of Disney money is behind it. It's just what I'm saying. They got to make this new indie director that they brought on look like she's the next Orson Welles or Stanley Kubrick or something like that, you know, to sell people to see the Eternals. Because after Avengers Endgame, like, what's the reason to watch another Marvel cape shit film, you know? Thanos dead, Iron Man dead, Captain America old, Loki dead. It's like all the people that were the box office draws, they're all dead. I mean, so it's all these new characters. So I think they want to like be like, oh, we've got like this super critically acclaimed one Best Picture, Golden Globe, you know, whatever, directing Marvel, to make it seem like it's like The Eternals is going to be a prestige film when it's definitely not. Why do women directors in Hollywood love cape shit so much? I don't know. I've thought about this, right? Journalist Katie says, give link. Oh, it's my Discord. So I thought about, like, so as some of you know, I worked in the film industry before this. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of celebrities. I worked with a lot of really cool guys. I've learned a lot from people. Like a guy that I worked for has a show on Netflix called Chef's Table. I learned a lot from him. I worked for Robert Rodriguez. I learned a shit ton working at that studio. Good and bad things. And, you know, it really got me to thinking, you know, seeing a lot of these directors and stuff, and how even some of these really good directors, like David Gelb, right, Chef's Table, great documentary director. But he took up this job to make The Lazarus Project, which is like a horror film. It's totally out of his wheelhouse, totally not something that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a movie that he should be making, honestly. You know, it's like if somebody asked me to direct like a rom-com or something like that. It wouldn't be something that I could do well. And The Lazarus Project critically bombed. I think it actually did pretty well financially. But, you know, I'm thinking about that with like cape shit, you know, like obviously I'm a filmmaker, and you know, I was thinking like, okay, what if I get to a point in my career where I'm doing pretty good indie stuff, and you see how Marvel works is that they snipe a lot of these indie directors. James Gunn was an indie director. He had Super, and he had Slither, I think it was called. You know, before that, which were like indie films. Taika Waititi had like Hunt for the Wilder People and What We Do in the Shadows and stuff. I mean, both indie and both indie, or not both, but all indie films. They kind of snipe these indie directors. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe it would get to that point with me where Marvel reaches out to me and it's like, hey, do you want to direct a film for us? And would I say yes or would I say no? And I honestly don't know that, because on one hand, right? And this is just to kind of put yourself in the mindset of one of these indie directors that decides to debase themselves by making cape shit. Is on one hand, it's cape shit, and you're adding to this like culture of just this monoculture of essentially you're making fast food of movies, right? It's like McDonald's, you know, you're making a McDonald's burger that just is bland, and it's just, you're not adding to the culture. You're not adding anything. But on the other hand, the money's really good. And maybe, shooting Spider-Man 17, like Spider-Man 17 or Iron Man 27 or something like that. Maybe shooting one of these will give you enough money and enough clout, enough industry connections so that you can make the film that you really want to make, but maybe before then didn't have the necessary connections or capital or anything like that. So you can see it as sort of like a way of paying your dues to go back to making Kino. But, I mean, you can also see it as destroying the culture. Take the money, but go by a different name for everything after that. Yeah, that's easier said than done, though, because, if you're like in the Directors Guild, there's pretty strict rules about like naming and stuff. I don't know. I think that's another thing that has hurt film is like how it's got bogged down in unionization. Like everyone's in a union or more than one union. Like it's like, oh yeah, I'm in the DGA and the WGA and the blah, 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 blah. Like so many people are in so many different unions, and it puts so many different restrictions on what you can do. It's a lot of the American film industry just isn't free. It's not like how film was maybe during like the Czechoslovak New Wave or during the French New Wave, where people just sort of did whatever they wanted, But I think that maybe with the internet and with kind of this young filmmaker crowd that we can kind of go back to that more like uninhibited style of filmmaking, the kind of filmmaking where you pick locks and you steal shots, Werner Herzog style. It's a possibility. All right. Oh, Attar's here, even on set because of the unionization, arbitrary restrictions hinder and stall production. Yeah. Attar, I'm going to call in. I'm pushing it back at an hour, so 3 hours from now. Recovering at the moment. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll call in later then, tonight. I'll call in after I finish watching The White Ribbon. Watching some Hanukkah. Hanukkah on the weekends. Or maybe I'll watch Climax. Okay, chat, you decide. Do I watch The White Ribbon or do I watch Climax tonight? Because I want to see both, but I'm going to watch both like soon, like this week. But I don't know which one I should watch tonight. Maybe I'll do Climax. Maybe I'll do The White Ribbon. I don't know. Herzog at least gets to act in things he forgets about afterwards for money. But the fact that Edgar Wright had creative differences with Marvel over Ant-Man says it all. Yeah, that was sad actually when he left. And then you could kind of see in the final product, you could see the Edgar Wrightiness, you could see that. But it was so like just whitewashed. All right, guys, I'll watch Climax tonight. I'll watch it at 6:00 my time, so in an hour and a half, and then I'll call into Attar's stream. You guys can listen to me go a little bit more in depth about Salò and 120 Days of Sodom. There, I've been reading a lot actually. I read a whole book about Salò the other day. I've been reading a lot on it. I'm really excited for this video on it. I'm gonna go now. As some of you know, I was a theology major in college. So a lot of what I learned, I would actually say that my theology classes have helped my filmmaking more than my film classes did. I also studied film. It was like a double major. philosophy and theology has done more to help me in the world of film than film classes did. Easily. So my Salo video will be a very spiritual video. Well, not like, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, isn't it so spiritual how they eat shit? You know, not like that, but I'm going to be talking about some of the sociological sort of, like how afraid of sociological ideas behind how religions and communities are formed, how laws are made, things like that. Because Salo has a lot to do with that. And also speaking of this sort of how the rules inside this place in Salo are a contradiction of, or they're an inverse of, you know, like what we think of as like natural law and stuff like that, or of Christian law. You know, it's an inverse, the inverse there, and how Salo really works off of these inverses, and Salo works off these contradictions, and the ideas in the movie come from all these contradictions. You know, where he has two clashing ideas at play, form a new, you know, it's like synthesis, right? You know, it's like a antithesis. He has the thesis and the antithesis, and then creates a synthesis, which is the idea, you know, that they have these rituals for crimes, you know, like they carry out these essentially what are crimes, but through ritualistic means, and, you know, a very orderly fashion. You know, the what Pasolini called the anarchy of power. This idea that arises in Salo is when a man or a group of men, I mean, or women, I suppose, let's be inclusive here, have so much power that they can create so much order in their subjects that anarchy arises within themselves, right? Because these kind of elite people who have so much power over all of us, because they have all the power and because they've created this strict order in which we live in, or in which we live, in was not a necessary preposition there, but in which we live, they themselves are above all of that because they're the ones creating the order. And if they create the order, then they can live in their own sort of anarchy. They can be chaotic. They can be as chaotic as they want. You know, and you think about it like with Jeffrey Epstein and with, you know, a lot of these people, I mean, it's true. You know, like the more power you have, the more order you can create, the more chaotic you can be as a person because you can get away with just about anything. You know, and that's a very big idea in Salo. So I'm going to be sort of breaking that down more eloquently than I did on stream right now. So, but you kind of get the point. There's a lot more to it. I'm reading a book called The Sacred and the Profane, which I read in college, and I really liked it. I'm rereading it right now, and I'll be talking about that in the video, kind of breaking down the sacred and the profane and how religions are formed, how they're structured, and how that really plays a big factor in Salo. So, and, you know, also kind of telling the story behind the movie. I mean, there's so many stories about the making of the film that are super interesting, especially regarding Pasolini. And Pier Paolo Pasolini was just a really interesting figure. You know, when you really look into his politics and his how prolific he was probably one of the most. He was just as prolific, if not more so, than like Rainer Werner Fassbinder. He might have not made as like many films as Fassbinder, but he was doing so much more than just films. You know, he was also a writer, critic, poet, filmmaker. You know, he did like everything. Really interesting guy. I'm a big fan of I'm actually just a big fan of directors who kind of go against the grain on things. Like there are like these filmmakers they're good, but they're very sort of like, you know, status quo. Big example being like Spielberg, right? Spielberg doesn't really make bad movies. I know that there are people that are like, oh, I hate Spielberg. Like, he makes shitty films. No, he doesn't make shitty films. His films are just kind of status quo. He's not going to shake anything up, right? But they're still good. They're still well made. But I would rather watch movies by a director who might not be as technically apt as someone like Spielberg, but is like has something different to say. That's why I really liked Dennis Hopper's The Last Movie, if any of you guys have seen that. I also like The Wall, the Alan Parker, Pink Floyd's The Wall. I thought that was a really great film. You know, and 5 Easy Pieces. It's probably my top 5 films. And Pasolini, Herzog, you know, all these kinds of directors. Orson Welles, even. Orson Welles was very against the grain. It might be hard nowadays to like look back on like films in the 40s and think, man, like Citizen Kane is like status quo. It was not status quo for the time. That was a very controversial movie at the time, and it's pretty brave. It was pretty brave on Orson Welles' part to make that, to essentially have his coming out in Hollywood making an enemy of one of the most powerful men in the country. You know, and in a way it did hurt Orson Welles for the rest of his life. You know, he was supposed to get a final cut on The Magnificent Ambersons, and basically like his reputation was just damaged after Citizen Kane because of the controversy. He was supposed to get final cut on The Magnificent Ambersons, but he didn't, and like 40 minutes of the movie has been lost because the studio just cut it out. And obviously he ended up leaving the US in the late 40s and going to Italy and France. And actually, I think that his movies that he made after his Hollywood phase are just as good, if not better. I mean, Othello, his version of Othello was great. Chimes at Midnight. Touch of Evil, yeah, he came back to Hollywood for that. But Mr. Arkadin was super great. It's a really fun movie. Confidential Report, it's called, or Mr. Arkadin. Really fun stuff. But Chimes of Midnight might be one of my favorite Orson Welles's, and then F for Fake and The Immortal Story and everything like that. I mean, I've seen all of his movies at this point. But he was going against the grain. It might be hard now looking back because so many filmmakers have taken cues from him. You know, so many filmmakers have taken cues from him and have copied some of the stuff he was doing. But, you know, there were plenty of other good filmmakers at that time, like Michael Curtiz and stuff like that, who were status quo. But you don't really see a lot of people nowadays being particularly inspired by Michael Curtiz. I mean, we might acknowledge that his films generally were good, but he's not somebody anybody's looking at, like, wanting to be. You know, doesn't really have the lasting effect. And I'm not a big fan of Casablanca. But, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, you know. Let's see. Still haven't seen a single Orson Welles film. Well, you got to fix that. You got to fix that as soon as possible, because Orson Welles is great. He is the GOAT. All right, guys. I'm gonna start winding down the stream because I gotta head out. I'll be on at our stream later tonight, so you know, look out for that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me put them in the chat and I'll answer. gonna be streaming for 5 more minutes. So I'll answer any last questions or anything like that. Next video is gonna be on Sallow. After that, American Psycho. After that, Blue Velvet, and then follow up to my Orson Welles video. So that's, well, and then also my and some point I'm gonna work in my April Fool's video, which will be a shorter video. I meant to do an April Fool's video last year, but I was working on Gamer from Mars' Bashiverse documentary, so I didn't have the time. I was gonna do the Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff, the Banana Splits movie, but I think my April Fool's movie this year is gonna be on Cuck 2019. So I gotta watch that. But yeah, but that's basically the schedule for the next 2 months of the channel. What do you keep your AC set to? I think it's at 70. I mean, I'm in Florida, so it's been a little bit. Top 3 animated films. Does anime count? Because if it's not anime, then I don't know. Oh gosh, that's a difficult question, actually. My top 3 anime films would be Perfect Blue, End of Evangelion, and probably Spirited Away. But my top 3 animated would be, gosh, would probably be Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline. I know those are stop motion. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline, and how long till you've saved? I honestly, that's hard. Maybe WALL-E. I think WALL-E is probably my favorite Pixar. How long till you've saved enough for a computer? I have enough for a new computer right now. I just I'm saving up. Like, I'm kind of a spendthrift, you know. I don't really spend a whole lot of money. I'm saving up now, just, you know, for I don't know. Get a new car. That's more important to me. Because I drive a 21-year-old truck. I want a car that gets better gas mileage. And, you know, I'm gonna have to get a new computer soon, probably. But I'd rather save up a little bit more. I don't really spend that much money outside of my videos, you know. Most of the money I get, I reinvest back into my channel or into, you know, filmmaking of some kind. Yeah, so I don't, like, my living situation is just sort of like, I'm kind of between, I'm not between places as in homeless. I'm renting out a room. But it's just sort of like I got stuck here. I don't know. It's just sort of like I'm only temporarily where I am right now. Like, I'm not staying here indefinitely. So I don't want to get like a desktop computer, you know, because I'm going to be moving probably this, you know, moving out to where I was later this year. I came back to my hometown, rented out a room to sort of help get my family business up and going. The first handful of Walt Disney, yeah, actually in my top animated films, so I would say Fantasia is my favorite Disney one. So yeah, so I would say Fantasia, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Coraline, probably. I don't know. Maybe Wallace and Gromit. Where were you before? I was in Moscow before, but I don't think I'll be going back, unfortunately. I might be going out to Austin. I might be going out to Texas. That's kind of what it's looking like, at least. So, I mean, I like Florida. I really like Florida, but you know, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm sort of in a limbo state right now, so I don't want to. I'd rather save up money than like make any kind of big investments. That's just the thing. I guess that's just where I'm coming from. Austin's a lot more fun than Dallas. Thoughts on Escape from Tomorrow? Kind of a shitty movie. All right, one more. Yeah, Escape from Tomorrow was kind of shitty. Like, the story behind Escape from Tomorrow was more interesting than the actual movie. Last minute question. Run, hide, fight, or Mumkey Jones stops a school shooting? Which is better? If I'm going to be honest, Run, hide, fight. Because Mumkey Jones does not know how to film at all. He's channel awesome tier. And you know what? I texted him 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and I told him that I would help him like film better. You know, I could give him all the tips, all the tricks. I could show him how it's done to make his stuff look really good. And he was like, yeah, sure. And he never hit me up again. How's Eggy doing? As far as I know, Eggy's doing fine. But he got banned from Twitter. So, you know, it is what it is. He'll probably make a new Twitter account. So if he does, I'll make sure to retweet and so all you guys can refollow. I just put Eggy's song on my second channel. But why would you parody? Yeah, like I put Eggy's song on my second channel, and I'm gonna link that in chat for you guys to go watch. Doug Walker Kino Corner. To go give it a listen after I end this stream here. I'll end it on that, actually. You know what? Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Wait, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on here? Sorry, guys, I'm kind of having a Spurg moment right now. I'm gonna end it. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Interact. Desktop audio. Okay. Here we go. Wait, I know I'm being kind of a boomer. I'm gonna all right, guys. I'm gonna play us out. Playing us out right now. I hope you guys all have a nice afternoon, and pay respects to my boy Eggy.
My money old is nostalgic, yeah, I think I'm Doug Walker. My face off front page on news, they might think I'm Peter Parker. I'm riding around with my heater and this in my seat compartment. You claim it's this and that ain't what it was. I'm so critical, I think that I'm Doug. I paid the cost like a boss did, and you see my channel awesome. Criticizing so exhausting. Aston Martin let exhaust rip. Big CEO, I've been flossing. Got a few baddies, I'm locked in. I'm in a place that you can't be. Feel like Doug Walker, paper high as a seat.